amazing.
Yeah, we all come from the stage. We all come from the stage. And although I like to say, this is interesting because people ask me like what I prefer, and I definitely prefer film and TV. And the reason I prefer film and TV is I like to catch lightning in a bottle. And I also like to do new things. And so the challenge of film and TV is you do something new every day. The challenge in the theater is to rehearse it and make it look like it's happening for the first time. But when you're in a long run of a show, after 6 or 8 months, I mean, you pretty much tried it and you sort of turn into a robot. So that is more the challenge of that, where you have to stay fresh and stay in the moment, right? But for whatever reason, I'm seduced by the big screen and little screen.
Yeah, and you know, there's so many people that come through, particularly in sci-fi and the fantasy genre. Raphael and myself belong to a company called the Antaeus Company. Lee, for many years, was part of the actors group. Terrific. The two people that played Raphael's parents, again, one of them, Harry Groner, who played his father, is in the same company. Carolyn Hennessy, again, is...
And I actually got my professional start in a play at Mark Taper Forum that Harry was in. So it's weird. This is the thing about actors. It's a big circle. So the community, the longer you stay in the game, the more people you work with and the more chance for that circle just to keep going. And that's kind of one of the exciting things. You never know who might be in the mix with you. And, you know, we're lucky we're all friends. And then it shows on the screen. We hang out, you know, together off screen. And therefore it translates to what you see on the screen. I think it makes a big difference when you actually like the people you work with. Yeah.
This is one of those shows that is very heavily costume driven. Has there been a costume that's come on set that you've just gone, wow, that's really going to make that storyline feel real?
Let me speak to this just because my mother is actually a costume designer, and I grew up backstage. She's a theatrical costume designer. Our costume designer is spectacular. And I can say he was just nominated for an Emmy, which is really, really thrilling. There are 3 departments that got Emmy noms, which is our makeup, visual effects, and the costumes. He does an unusual thing, and apparently this is, I mean, I just want to, these are sort of the backstories you don't know. There were a lot of designers, I guess, that turned down the show because they said, well, no, it's way too difficult. It's way too big. You know, let's get, 50 dwarves ready for the next scene. I mean, that's a lot of work. And he, is both ingenious in terms of his organizational skills, as well as then also knowing how to make it and sketch it. He'll sketch it out, and he's got a team of people that literally, sew it, cut it, put it together, beat it. Some of the stuff they've done with the Evil Queen, when you see it up close, is, I mean, there was this episode, the Cinderella episode, which I liked so much, but I have to say is that I wish you could have seen some of those costumes up close. Maybe one day they'll have them on a, they'll travel them so you can actually touch them, but the beating and the detail is just exquisite. So thanks for asking that question. I think he's really he's a hero of mine on the show for sure, the work he does.
And the nicest collaborative sort of guy, you can tell him your ideas, you're very comfortable. There's some very, very good designers who, you might as well be a mannequin. It's pretty much going to be, doesn't matter if it if you're uncomfortable, if it fits well, they have no concern, and he's the complete opposite. Yeah.
And the women are hot.
Yeah. God, that should have been my line. Sorry. Easy, still my material.
Hi, my question is mainly for Lee. I love all of you guys on Once Upon a Time, but I've been a big fan of Lee's ever since your days on Seinfeld.
Thank you.
And even though you're only in just a few episodes, you're so memorable. And was just wondering if you might give us a little line.
A little line from Seinfeld? Well, I could go, oh, my thumbs. But I'll tell you something. You know what's great? Why that resonates? Why you could do 2 appearances on a show like that and you still remember me 20 years later? Because it was great writing. And again, that's also all the shows, any job I've ever done that really resonates, the Pirates, the Once, the Seinfelds, you know, to a certain extent, the Star Treks. Damn good writing. And, you know, make no mistake, they are we're just the straw that gets stirred into that fantastic drink of their creativity. And, I mean, I guess Shakespeare said it best, the play's the thing, right? And as actors, it doesn't really matter, in my mind, what you say, it's only how you say it. But as you give the respect to the material, that really is the thing that you remember. The great lines, you know, you're so phony, or whatever it is. That comes out of the mind of a great writer. And then the actor just takes it and he just kind of puts his stink on it.
Let me just follow that up with and say that Lee is also somewhat underplaying what he does too, because I think he's so spectacular on the show. And we do depend on great writing, and it is the life force, you know, that someone like Lee brings to it that really defines it and makes it memorable. So,
and I also like to think, let me tell you this is what I say about acting. You know, they pay me for the waiting on the set. The acting I always do for free. You see, that's my job. That's my passion. That's my art. Okay, my turn. And I think a lot of us, we're all the same way, man. We just want the ball. So when you have a whole cast of actors that are, you know, enjoying what they do and have passion for it, and no one's ever crabby having to go to work on our show. Serious. People, we have a good time there. And that makes the work a heck of a lot of fun, you know? Because right before we were taking, we might be on the cell phone talking to someone, and they're rolling and everyone's cracking up at the dude. And then all of a sudden, that one moment, boom, everyone locks in. You know? Everyone. It's like, and then it's cut, and it's like, oh my God, that joke was really funny. You know? and it's that, take the work seriously and not yourself. And we have a whole company of actors that try and do that.